All right, so 2 weeks ago, we looked at how to create a skeleton for our Power App so that we could take our Revit buildings and give estimation based on units, lump sum, length, area, or volume. Now, when we did the skeleton, we didn't really create a proper user interface beyond just making it work. So I took the time to kind of refine this into a couple different reports. So here we see where we can select elements and give them a new price. So here, for example, I'm going to say that each of these 844 units is $600. We also see that the units have area information. So if we wanted, we could give a price per area. So I'll do this here on the next line. We'll say that it's $130 per meter square. Now we see it takes about 5 or 10 seconds for the data to be updated. It's a bit slower in this table because there's a big calculation column here, but we can keep going and give different information based on the estimation we're looking for. So here, for example, in our floor, we have a couple of different floors with different ways of pricing. So here we have a lump sum. Here we're estimating per area. And notice how we also have a volume down here. So if I want, I can set this to have a price of $300 per square meters. And it's going to calculate the number of elements or the proper parameter or the lump sum properly and only count the lump sum once. Speaking of lump sum, what we can do is we can select these multiple elements and set this to lump sum here. And we're just going to say that this is going to be $50,000 for the estimation. And we're going to call it water closet accessories. And click update. And there we go. So we're really just going through the list and adding the estimation information as we go along. Something else that's quite important is that we are showing the parameters. So we have the type parameters if you want to see the fire rating or any kind of construction of the wall or the element. And then we have the instance parameters if you want to see, once again, whether it's the fire rating or any kind of data. The data is all accessible so that you can see what it's called, see where it is in context, and get into all of the BIM elements as required. All right, so the next report is very similar. It's just that we've hidden anything that already has estimation data. So we call this the conditioning for estimation report, where you're just basically chopping through your list and making sure that all of this goes down to zero. So there's 256 types of family types that are left. And if we just tell them how we want to identify and cost every one of them, we're going to just basically melt through this model. And these elements are going to disappear as we enter information for them. There's also a report to look at the lump sums because the lump sums are different. They're not just saying, hey, you're costing $500. They're saying these light fixtures and this carpet is just going to be one round number of $1 million and so forth. So what we're doing is we are looking at the title of the lump sums. Everything has a unique ID in case the user accidentally gave the same title twice. So that way, even if there's a user error, is going to differentiate. And then we see what is under this lump sum, right? So curtain panels composite title, that's the name that was given to this lump sum. And we see all of these elements and we can keep digging into seeing the regular category, family, type, and so forth, as well as all of their parameters in here. So we can examine these lump sum packages, see where they are in the model, see what kind of compositions they have, and just interrogate if it makes sense with all of the data that we have available. And then finally, when all of this has been wrapped up together, we have a page for presentation. So here we're no longer entering data. We are allowing people, however, to look at things that have estimation. Once again, they can explore the parameters, whether it's type or instance. They can see everything in the model. Most importantly, they're going to see the breakdown of all the prices that have been entered. And we also decided to integrate the parameters, length, area, and volume. Now, you can bring in other parameters into this report and tie it all into your estimation, you could also, instead of using the type of estimation that we're doing, you could connect it to a list of estimation codes that look for certain parameters in their calculation. This is fully customizable. So this is just to give you an idea right now of it working in real time and give you some ideas of where you can develop this to really fit your company's needs and solve your company's problems. So if you haven't already, check out our tutorial on how to use Power Apps with Power BI to create workflows like estimation or statuses. I'm curious to know if you've thought about using Power BI and Power Apps in your data, if you're already using it, and what you're doing with it. So let us know, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.